Right, back to the 950. So, power supply board was done. Waiting for transistors for this. I think what I'm going to move on to next is I kind of like to do things in chunks. So I think I'll go on to, I think this is the Phono board. And this might be, I'm not sure what this one is. This might be protection. I think it might be protection. I don't know. I'll have to see what this board is. But I think I'm going to go on to these two boards now. It looks as though this one does not have any problem transistors. So I think I'll just be, maybe. I have to see if 2SA733s are on that list. This one definitely, the Phono board definitely has problem transistors. So what I'll do is I'll do this board, whatever this board is. Let me just look it up. I think I have my. So you're getting some rare behind the scenes footage of when I have to look crap up on my computer, which I'm sure you've seen before. So our 733s on the bad transistor list, they're not, that I can see. Doesn't mean I won't change them, but I don't like to just change things for the heck of it. It looks as though I did not have my 950. No, that's 1000. So let me see if I can get my 950 up here. Oh, I guess I didn't download it. Well, what a knucklehead. I know I had it up at this point in time. So I know I have it saved to my OneDrive. So I'm going to pause real quick and pull that up, and then we'll talk about that board. All right, so I was correct. This is the protection circuit. Too many things in my pockets. All right, so I had a flyer here from my little standoffs, and I'm going to see if I can get that board out without breaking one of the old ones. And it just looks like 4, 5, 6 gaps. And I'm going to wrestle with this off camera. I may have Blue Glow Electronics in his video. He had a really tiny socket that he would use to do that, or some kind of similar tool. I'm going to see if I have one and I can do that. But I'm just going to speed through getting this board out. I'll probably skip that as a matter of fact, and then I'll just get into recapping that and testing those old caps. All right, that board's done. Always got to check the wires because you got to flip these boards around quite a bit, and those wires will break. So having just done that board before I actually put it all the way in, although I'm going to do a little bit of an assumption that it's going to be okay. I want to test it. I'm going to power this on, make sure it turns on before I do that, though. And this wire was just to hold that board back so I can solder it easier. I want to check the caps real quick. I'm sure these are all probably going to be close enough. And the reason I do this is I want folks to kind of see how you really don't know. So this is 100, it's supposed to be 108. And there's a chart with capacitance and ESR, and you can really determine, right, whether or not these are in really good shape. So this is 330, 392, so that's That's out of tolerance. I don't know if these are 20% or 10% or what, but I would say that's a little high. 397, so I would say that's probably a little high as well. This is 4.7, 5.2. And these little blue ones, they're 0.22s. This peak tester won't really test those, but I'm not too worried about those. So let's get this connected to power. And I'm going to do the same board. Actually, I'm going to turn this around because the board that is next, I need to get from this angle. So I'll be coming in from this side on that board. But let's see. Before I seat the board, make sure I didn't hit the on button. Yep, I did. No, it was off. So let's make sure it comes out of protection. Yep, 6 seconds. So that is good. Again, no problem transistors on that board. There's one that's laying down, but I'm going to pop that back up. So this transistor here, I'm not sure if I did that or if it was like that. But I don't want that laying down. All right, so that board is good. Now the phono board, and again with this one, we got 725s. Those are known bad transistors. And the other transistors here, we got, I think that's 1313. I'm gonna have to look at the board diagram to figure out what some of these are because the writing is one off of them. So I'll have to see what they are. Looks like they're 1313s, but I'll have to confirm with the service manual. In fact, let me just look since I got it up. Let's go to equalizer amplifier, which is the Phono. It says it's on page 60 of the service manual. I know this is kind of boring hearing me do this. 51, 59, 60. Okay. So it looks like we have two SA 725s and 4 2SC 1313s. 725s are on the list. We're going to replace the 2SA 725s with KSA 992s. The 1313s are on the list. We're going to replace those 2SC 1313s with KSC 1845s. And because I'll do that after I do the transistors, I'm going to write that down. 725s are going to be 992s. And 1313s are going to be 1845s. All right, cool. Because I don't know if I will do this uninterrupted or not. So same procedure, unplug that. Because if I could get this bottom all the way done today, that would be nice. Got some other stuff, some other videos I want to shoot, but they don't involve the bench. There are a couple of gear reviews on some gear I've got to take to 402 Vinyl, and I want to get those videos shot so I can get them into the shop and someone can come and buy them. It'd be most perfect. I hope I broke one of them. Dang. That one is in a really bad spot right here. If I can preserve at least 3 of the 4, I'll be happy. There we go. So I did break this one here. Luckily I have new standoffs. Oh man. Dang. That one is really in there. Yeah, I think I just made that worse. So I'm going to wrestle with this for a minute. Get the remnants of this old standoff out of there. And then I'm going to pop a new one in here. Boy, that one is tough. bummer that I snapped that one. It's like trying to pull a hook out of a catfish. All right, well, I'm gonna have to be creative with that one. So I'll come back, I'll wrestle with that, and then I'm just gonna pick it up where I'm recapping the board. Change of plans. Check that. No change of plans. All right, so the traces were kind of sketchy on the back of that board. A couple of them just came right off. So I had to do a little bit of extra work. So again, just go through and test these. It only takes a minute. So this is a 220. 228. I'm most curious about these 100s that was in there. Or that were in there, not was. Because I'm looking at A100, A100. But these two 100s here. So that's 109. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, the caps anyway look to be alright. 107. It's a 330. 359. Another 330. 375. And again, just doing this to kind of show you. 3.2. It's supposed to be 3.3. Another 3.3. 3.4. And then the last two blue ones are ones. I don't know. You should measure one. Oh, 1.5. It's got really high ESR. I think it's higher than it should be. Oh, 1.38. Maybe not. I don't know. This is 5.4 ESR. So anyway, and those blue Sanyo caps, you always want to replace those blue Sanyo caps. So those have been replaced. So now what I need to do, and I'll do this off camera, I'm going to power on. And I need to do a sound check, so I'm just going to put in, I'm not going to attach speakers, I'm going to, through headphones, just run my phone through the Phono and make sure I get sound. So I'll do that off camera. And assuming that's okay, I will come back and do the transistors. I will probably film that, I imagine. I don't know that I'm going to do that today, though, because, again, I've got other things that I have to do, so I may just leave this board up, and then I'll replace those transistors. Anyway, it'll be in this segment, or if I forget, I'll just tell you that I did it. So anyway, on to the next thing. Yeah. All right, sorry about it was kind of an abrupt end to one segment because my camera battery had died. And I really like my new camera, but I have not turned on the display. I've not added the battery life. So, like when I start it right now, I don't see how much battery I have. I only see that when I first turn it on. So anyway, so the transistors have been replaced. The capacitors have been replaced. It has been tested and it is working. So Phono or equalizer board is done. So in terms of boards on the bottom of the unit, power supply still waiting on some transistors here. Yeah, still, yeah, I don't think I have any. Okay, so wait on transistors here. Got protection done, recapped, got equalizer or phono, recapped, and new transistors, and tested, and everything seems to be working fine so far. So that's going to wrap it up for this segment. I'm going to move on to the tone control board, since I'll access those from the bottom. That's going to require disassembly, and I'm not going to be doing that today, but I will do that in the next segment. So faceplate will have to come off, and I'll go through the process of doing that and then getting these boards to where I can work on them. And I think this one, recap and clean. This one might just be clean. I need to look and see what's on this board. I think it does have capacitors. So anyway, that's it for this segment of the SX950 project. As always, if you like what you see, like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.